Israel. But before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rekwaha Kodash, to the elder apostles, elder bishop, and the men on down in GMS who I learn from daily. I'd like to give double honor to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect, the hopeful elect. Shalom. We're here with a news article that says Black Americans should receive 333,000 each year in a creative slavery reparation scheme, says Democrat. And if you know history, the Democrat really was the one who backed slavery back in the day. They'll make it look like the Republicans, but it was really the Democrat. A bill that could see Black Americans receive a 14 trillion slavery reparation scheme is being backed by a New York lawmaker. Jamal Bowman, a Democrat and a member of the informal lawmaker group, the squad has advocated for a bill introduced in the House that seeks recognition from federal government of the lasting harm Black Americans endured due to slavery, hopes to create a 14 trillion reparation program, according to the Journal News. The bill is currently titled H-Res 414, recognizing the United States has a moral and legal obligation to provide reparation for enslavement of Africans and its lasting harm of the lives of millions of Black people in the United States. First of all, we're not African, and Africa was named after a so-called white man, Scipio Africanus. So they're really Hamite. So there was never no Africans that were enslaved. And we're definitely not the Hamite. So that them word, even if they do pass a bill like this, I can see them using just wordplay to not really give so-called Black people, which we're not Black, we're just different shades of brown, still give them the short end of the stick, so to speak. The bills state that large numbers would eliminate the racial wealth gap that currently exists between Blacks and white American citizens, where most of the wealth they got was during slavery. Some of it was got after slavery when they was destroying the so-called Black towns that the Israelites built up, and after either bombing the town, drowning everybody, or just like the KKK or militia movements come through there and killing everybody. Then they taking the money and the bank accounts of these so-called Black people. That's how the weight gap got here. Besides all the unjust laws that they made. Like I said, woe to them who decree unrighteous decrees. All right. A rough estimate found that the reparation could amount to around 333,000 per person, based on the 2020 census that said 41.1 million people identified as Black or African American alone population, according to a 2.4% of the population. But we all know there's no such thing as race. But if you were going to say race, there's a lot of people who claim to be Black whose father really descend from a so-called white man or Asian man or anybody else outside of that color. So really they wouldn't be considered Black because it would depend on who their father is. Like it says in Numbers 1 and 18, that we declare Slacky, let me get that. Yeah. Yes, it's number 118. They assemble all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declare their pedigree after their families by the houses of their fathers. So even if they say they identified as being so-called black, that don't mean they is. If you don't descend from a so-called black man, not a black woman, but a black man, it wouldn't matter what you say you identify as. That's not what you is. You are what your father is. All right. While 14 trillion sounds like a lot of money, Mr. Bowman said there are creative ways to go around every citizen entitled to the reparations to get what they are owed. Who says the 14 trillion needs to be paid out in one shot? Mr. Bowman, according to the Journal News, it might be possible for it to be paid over a 5 or 10 or 20 year. You could take that 333,000 and break it into monthly checks over X amount of time. There are creative ways to do the right thing and do what needs to be done. Well, honestly, would I take that money they give? Sure. But you also got to know a gift destroyed the heart. So there, it would be a lot of these so-called black people who would take that and become even softer to their slave master and stick and go even harder trying to save them because they done got a little amount of money from a place that's really about to be destroyed. So this 10 to 20 years, even the 5, this place really, the way it's going on, even had it long. So would I take the money? Yeah, I'll take it. But do I really want it? No. Because we're going to be given everything in the kingdom to come anyway. Like the scripture said, the world was made for our sake. Let's go get that. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6. We're going to start at 57. And now, O Yahweh, behold, these heathen which had ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. And that's basically what they did when they took us into slavery. They became lords over us, started devouring us, having sex with our women, killing the men, hanging them. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given unto these and given into their hands. Salaki. If the world now be made for our sake, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall it endure? Like the scripture, like he just said in the scripture, Ezra just said, the world was made for our sake. So when the time comes, you think a little measly $333,000 gonna make up for all the years of slavery, the Jim Crow laws, the jailing, the killing, all the other stuff that went on in this country? No, it wouldn't even start. That 14 trillion is nowhere near enough. They done made way more of that off us. But the time is coming. We don't need their reparations. We're not looking for them. We're looking for, if you part of the hopeful elect, you're looking forward to the kingdom, to getting everything basically. Like it said in the scripture, the world was made for us. Why would I want crumbs when Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah say I can have the whole world? That's crazy. But if you want to give him today, that's on you. I'm telling you like this. It ain't gonna make it no easier when the time comes to put your ass in slavery. Have you working down there 23 hours a day, beating the hell out of you like y'all did us. The gift ain't gonna destroy my heart. Especially putting a boot upside y'all head. Because also, like the scripture said, we're gonna be made joint heirs with Yahushua. I mean, the same glory he get, we gonna get. The immortality, the powers, all that. This is Romans 8:16-17. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. And if the children, then heirs of Yahweh, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified with him. Yes, basically saying those who are the elect gonna be, well, the whole Israel gonna be joint heirs with him, but the elect gonna be the first fruits. And just like he was glorified, we're gonna be glorified as well. And since he glorified, and you also know the scripture say he was given everything by Yahweh himself, we joint heirs with him. So that means we gonna get everything, just like they said in Second Ezra, that the world was made for us, and we gonna prove that fact. This is Hebrews 1:2. Had in the last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he had appointed heir of all things, by whom, there you go, Yahweh Shah was made appointed heir of all things, and we're gonna be co-heirs with him. So that means we gonna rule over everything as well. But Yahweh Shah gonna be the high priest along with King David, the king. But we're gonna be over all other nations. So you think 333,000 gonna save you from a fate like that? No. You think that little chump change gonna save you? No. I'm happy. That was one of the best things for me when I first came into the truth. That all the things that they done to us gonna be done back to them. That we getting all the promises that Salaki, get my words together. That we were promised all the promises and all the blessings and stuff like that. That was music to my ears when I first came into the truth, when I heard that. And as I started watching more and more videos of the men in GMS, and they expounded on what all that was, hey, it got even better. With the powers, with the spiritual powers, and not being able to die, and being able to get into the chariots, man, that was even better. It was like one thing after another. Let's get back to the scriptures, Slocky. But not only are we gonna be made lords of everything, Howard Shaw also said his father house had many mansions. We got mansions waiting on us on the other side. Let's get that. John 14:2. In my father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And he's talking to the elect and ultimately the whole of Israel as well. Man, could you imagine that? Living in the slums, ain't really got much, struggling. eating sugar breads and stuff, to getting into the kingdom, you having everything, the world, riches, blessings, mansions waiting on you, superpower, and they think a measly 333,000 gonna make the elect change their mind on all that. No, you're gonna have to pay. And besides, this system falling anyway. That money ain't gonna mean nothing in a minute. So the way I see it, basically, they getting us nothing. You had all this time, you could have gave reparations. Not just kingdom coming to an end. Talking about 300. No, you can keep it. Honestly, if I had to make a choice between that trash and the kingdom, give me the kingdom ASAP. $333,000. After all the stuff y'all put us through and continuously put us through, even now, you think that gonna be enough to make good on what y'all did with these fake reparations? Nah, I want the real reparations. I want the whole world. I want the powers. I want the service of Yahweh, being in his service. I want the blessings. Like it told us in like this like some of the blessings described in Deuteronomy 28. I want all that. I don't want no false reparation for a system that built to be against me. If you want, you can just keep it. When we got the real reparation coming right around the corner. All we got to do is survive and make it to the end. If part of the elect, and pray that you part of the elect. Lord willing, I'm part of them, so I can be some of the first fruits of the kingdom and get all this good stuff that's waiting on us. That I won't be getting. I won't have to get crumbs. Let's go into some of those blessings in Deuteronomy 28. This is Deuteronomy 28:1. It shall come to pass if thou hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, Yahweh thy power, to observe and to all his commandment which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee high above all the nations of the earth. And that's what's gonna happen in the end. After the mark of the beast, after Armageddon, after Yahweh shall come back and say the elect, all the other nations gonna go into captivity and they gonna bow down to us. So basically we're gonna be set high above all the nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come unto thee and overtake thee, if thou hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power. Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kin, and the flock of thy sheep. So basically, every city we got, we're gonna be blessed in. In the fields, growing the crops. That's gonna always be blessed. We're gonna always have large increase. The fruit of our body, meaning the children that come from us, they gonna be born blessed. And the fruit, basically the fruit of the ground, like I said, like in the field, when you plow the field, plant fruit, man, it's gonna be bountiful harvest. Plus our sheep and our cattle, we're gonna have abundance of that. Blessed shall thy basket in thy store. Blessed shall thou be that cometh in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. The Lord and Yahweh shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee. I ain't need to go that far, because ain't nobody gonna rise up against us in the kingdom. Slack you for that, brothers. But we're gonna have all these blessings, plus more. So to say we'll give y'all 333,000, which we know that bill is never gonna get passed. But to say that you're gonna give us that and think we're gonna be okay with it, the ones of us who doing right, trying to live by the laws, who come back to the truth that they're Israelite, you ain't got to worry about that, because what we waiting on is the kingdom, where the whole world gonna be ours, and not just the crumbs that y'all trying to give us after y'all done ate everything. But that's the end. That's the end of this video. I hope it was edifying. But before I go, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, to the hopeful elect, the 1/3, the 144,000. Shalom to the next video.